Hello, my name is Martin and I'm Chair of Liberate here in the Channel Islands. This week has been truly momentous in terms of progression towards equality, not just here in our islands, but across the world. In Guernsey and Jersey, both states' assemblies approved legislation which effectively gives same-sex couples the rights to adopt and foster children. Children are our main priority. Our focus is on the needs of the child, and that must be paramount. In the LGBTQ community, we perhaps have a better understanding in some ways of what it means in terms of family values. Many of us have come from broken homes. Many of us have been ostracised by our own parents or grandparents. Thankfully, in my case, that has not been the case. But for many others, sadly, it's a reality. So we do understand what it's like for children who come from difficult backgrounds. And we understand the need to provide a loving, stable, caring, supportive environment where they can flourish, learn, achieve and grow to their full potential. The other really good news this week came from the United States, where the US Supreme Court agreed that equal marriage must apply equally across the United States of America. And the small island jurisdiction of Pitcairn also hit the headlines this week. Pitcairn has a population of under 50 people, and yet it has approved equal marriage too. So from the smallest jurisdictions to the largest superstates, we're seeing a real drive forward for equality. These are really exciting times. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Pippa McCarthy, who is our support coordinator here at Liberate in the Channel Islands. Pippa is the mother of a gay son, and I interviewed her today about her views about Union Civile and equal marriage, and her experiences of being a mother of a gay son. I really hope you enjoy this short film.
I sort of knew already, really, but I was very pleased that he felt he could tell us, and my biggest regret about it was the fact that he would have to face the kind of prejudice that people who are gay still have to face. I'm very pleased that we've come this far, but I would prefer the term marriage, because that, to all intents and purposes, is what it is. It's a loving, committed relationship between two sane people. He is married. He lives in the UK. He had a civil partnership in the days before it was called marriage, but they've had it converted to full marriage, and he is married. He has a husband. I don't see that it will affect it at all. It will, those in the wider community who have gay family or friends, it will affect them. It will make their lives much easier, but anybody else, why would it affect them? It's, you know, nothing really to do with them. No, they don't, and that's by choice. James lived here and worked here for 8 years after he finished at school, but he wouldn't want to live in Guernsey, I don't think, and anyway, the jobs aren't here, so they live in Cambridge and they love their life up there. mean, I think perhaps his experience of life in Guernsey, you know, years ago was not a happy one. We had a very happy family life, extended family life, but his experience of school and work were not happy because he was gay. I mean, he'd be able to tell you much more about that than I can. He protected us to a great extent from what he was going through. In Neil, his husband is from the mainland. I think they have a much easier, happier life in a place like Cambridge. Yes, as I said, they decided they would do that. They did it very quietly. Jamie rang me up one evening and said, "Mum, we're no longer civil partner, we're married now." And I said, "Oh, jolly good." Simple as that. It does sound a bit like it, doesn't it? You know, purely from the point of view of the words themselves. I believe that there's a similar structure in South Africa, and I have family in South Africa, and they seem to be quite happy with that situation. I just don't really know why we can't say marriage. I mean, that's what it is, that's what it will be, let's go ahead and do that. I find it very difficult, having been brought up Anglican, and my father was a vicar, to understand why they feel that their faith can dictate what people outside the faith can do. After all, faith is a matter of opinion, not a matter of fact. And it is a fact that gay people fall in love and wish to marry. It is a matter of opinion that they should not do so. And I find it difficult to accept that people's opinions that differ from the couple involved should dictate what they can do. They quote the Bible. I'm afraid, you know, let's face it, the Bible is a mixture of thousands of different writers over hundreds of different years, and who's to say what interpretation is the golden rule. But I have very close friends, one of whom is a vicar, who are absolutely and completely happy with marriage between same-sex couples. In fact, one of my closest friends, the vicar, blessed James and Neil's civil partnership. If he can find it entirely acceptable, being a committed Christian and a theologian, why can't the others? My faith is very broad, I would say, is probably the best description. I do think there is something beyond this life on earth. I am not an atheist. Maybe agnostic would be the best description for me. I do have a faith in a being that is beyond us, whoever she may be. But I would never dream of imposing it on anybody else. That would be arrogant in the extreme. If I'd had some bunting, I would have gone and hung it up in the garden. I was sitting in front of the screen of my computer saying, yes! Well done, Obama. I have found that the confusion and the anxieties that people of gay children have are pretty similar throughout our community. I have found that fewer people are worried and need support than I expected, which is encouraging. I am afraid that there are people still out there that need support but can't bring themselves to ask for it. And I think perhaps it is a small community, Guernsey, and however much we assure people that it is confidential, there's still that little doubt that, you know, somebody will get to hear. My reaction to that would be, never mind if they do, we're not going to tell them if you come to us for support. We'll absolutely keep it within our Liberate structure. But there's always that doubt in Guernsey being such a small place. Come and talk to us, whatever your worries. I'm very proud of what we've achieved. I think we've achieved an incredible amount in a very short time. And I think that we've brought the profile of LGBTQ people into the open, and we've made a lot of people think where they hadn't thought it through before. I think that all of us who've done the work, but particularly the younger elements in Liberate, should really give themselves a pat on the back, because they've worked so hard, and we've been up against some quite unpleasant reactions, although not as much as I expected. Those people who react in an unpleasant and prejudiced way, well, one can only feel sorry for them. They obviously have problems they haven't addressed. I would please, I mean, if they're reluctant and thinking, oh, I don't know whether I want to go there, or I don't know whether I want to talk about this, I would say don't be afraid of speaking to us. Please come. That's one of our main purposes. That's one of the main reasons we set Liberate up. And we're not scary. Come and talk to us.
I hope you really enjoyed our short film with Pippa. If you've got any further questions, then please don't hesitate to visit our webpage, www.liberate.gg/Union Civile. We got lots of information on there about Union Civile and equal marriage, including a downloadable PDF which answers some of your questions. If you're on Facebook, then why not visit our Liberate and Union Civile Facebook pages. Alternatively, if you enjoy tweeting in the Twitter sphere, then join us on Twitter @LiberateHQ. I hope you've really enjoyed the film today, and I just wish everybody out there a very happy Pride season, particularly this week in Pride London, and not forgetting our own very first Channel Island Pride, which is coming up on the 12th of September in St Helier, Jersey. Please join us for Pride. We look forward to seeing you.